So today's might be a quick one. I was thinking about this on the walk home because I saw the Linux cast had it fucking tweeted on Mastodon. I'm not gonna fucking call it tooting, but yeah, I farted out a post. So he had been talking about fucking. He made a video on like DaVinci Resolve on Windows or something. I haven't seen it. I don't really subscribe to his channel anymore. I do subscribe to him on Mastodon though, cause why not? So, anyways, people started bringing up that discussion again about, oh, DaVinci, the only fucking option for video editing on Linux. And I'm like, yeah, kinda, but I think that people think too fucking highly of their, like, shitty product. Like, obviously, I don't give a shit about my channel. I don't monetize, I just put information out and you people digest it. Uh, and we've had this discussion before where people are like, "Oh, well, I got to use DaVinci because I gotta have like super high production quality. I gotta have all this. I'm gonna call it bloat. You really have a lot of fucking bloat in your video when you do all this editing bullshit. Yeah, you can trim things down, but you also have like a fucking title sequence or whatever. Nobody gives a shit about your title sequence. Who the fuck cares? It's your fucking branding. I don't need your. I would just go into sponsor block and fucking cut out all the title cards. In fact, a lot of people do that because it's literal bloat in your fucking video. So, but the other problem though, right, is you have a lot of extra visual noise. Like if you go again, I'm gonna bring up the Linux cast as an example. They got like this fucking UI around their video call or whatever. It's like, dude, just fucking screen record Discord. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody actually cares. You know what I mean? Like maybe put the chat window in it. I don't know. You can do that shit with OBS now. Like who cares? Nobody cares about your visual flair. Zero Linux does the same thing. He's like, I need a fucking 4090 and I need a fucking 18900K or whatever CPU so I can record my shitty videos that I do once a month. Like, oh my god. His UI is just like so fucking noisy and it's like, dude, just make the video, edit down the video and put out the video. Don't add all this garbage. You don't need it. All you're doing is you're wasting your own fucking time. And the Linux Cast editor has told me that it can take him like an entire day to edit these videos. I'm like, why? Why are you putting all this effort into it? Why do you need this? Like for your fucking however many fucking subscribers he's got now, how much money are you making that you need to give a shit about this? YouTube can't be paying you that much. Like you got an extra job that you do. Why are you putting all this effort into editing? It's so fucking tiring. Oh my god. Because I don't like it. I don't give a shit about it in my videos, or rather, I don't care about it in other people's videos. I don't fucking put in the effort in mine because I'm not gonna waste my fucking time on it. I know nobody watching my channel gives a shit about it, and I don't give a shit about it. you know? But there's this dangerous path that people go down when they get into DaVinci and then they're like, oh shit, now I need either a newer AMD card, which is what I've got. I have to use fucking DaVinci Box, but I have to use that anyways because I'm on an immutable distribution. So that's what I have to do. I have to use DistroBox for everything. But I don't use DaVinci Resolve because I just record in OBS and I leave it at that. I don't really care. Like my channel, unless I were to like somebody were to like pay me in a decent amount of money to edit my videos, I'm just not gonna bother. I already learned video editing and all that in school. I take classes on it. I even got certified in that shit. So but I don't care. you know. And my 300 subscriber count says that nobody else cares either, honestly. But he was talking again, the Linux cast was talking a bit about he made a video on Windows and like people started unsubscribing. I'm like, why? Why would people do that? Why? It's one video on what now unsubscribe to him because he fucking makes videos about note-taking apps every 2 seconds and it's fucking annoying. Like I hate those videos because if I need to take a note, I fucking open up the text editor. Whatever the GUI text editor is. I don't even fucking open Vim for that shit. Or I can use like I have like an online note editor I can use for shit that I need to keep backed up. Uh, and it's fine. What do I need all these fucking note taking applications? How many notes are you taking? You're not even in school anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, he's an editor, but like, holy shit, I have never had to take notes for a job I was in, like military, retail, whatever else I was doing. Never had to take fucking notes. The most I had to do was send somebody a reminder over text. That's it. And I don't know. We've had this discussion over and over though, because like I'm saying, you go down this path when you decide to use DaVinci, when you decide that professional quality is more important than free software, and you effectively, I mean, because I feel like people aren't concerned enough about DaVinci being so NVIDIA dependent and also being like the only proprietary option on Linux. Now, obviously, the proprietary software is going to be professionally made, so cool, you get this slightly less buggy software, but for some reason, they can't be arsed to support fucking AMD. You know what I mean? So like I don't know what the fuck their end game is. Like you are cutting out potentially half of Linux users because they have a much higher market share on desktop Linux than they do on Windows. We're not talking about servers where AMD just doesn't exist except in like the CPU realm. We're talking about GPUs for consumers where AMD has a much higher market share and in Linux, not in Windows, because a lot of people are buying pre-built computers, and again, AMD just doesn't exist in that space. Same thing with laptops. AMD just doesn't exist in laptops. They have like one option, two options maybe, and you can maybe get an AMD laptop. But the problem with that is when you have a AMD GPU in your laptop, because they only made fucking two of them, you actually get much less support than even NVIDIA Optimus got, which is already close to zero. So DaVinci, you would decide to install it, and then you're like, okay, I can either use DaVinci Box, buy a new AMD card, or I can buy a NVIDIA card, and then now I'm using even more fucking proprietary software. Even though they say they're gonna open up some shit, but like you're not saving yourself any trade secrets. AMD's firmware isn't even open source, and why should it be? What the fuck are you gonna do with the firmware? You know? But NVIDIA, meanwhile, also has their user space driver proprietary, and that doesn't seem to be changing all that rapidly. They say they may open it up, and really that's just for AI because AI runs on. You can technically run it on Windows, but a lot of the shit's being done on like Linux workstations. So, and actually most of it's being done in the cloud anyway, so it's all done in fucking data centers. Where Nvidia again makes up that 99 fucking percent market share, where AMD just doesn't exist there because they don't have the compute, they don't have CUDA, they don't have whatever else they have. Oh my god, like you just don't have the compute on AMD. So but now you're running two pieces of proprietary software. You are now dependent on DaVinci, one, staying in business, and two, supporting your whatever operating system you're using, because maybe they won't support your distro in the long term, or maybe they won't support your graphics card long term. They'll say, oh, sorry, you got to go shell out for a 6090 or whatever else, that actually works now. Um, and that's going to be a problem. This is why we need open source software, because I cannot guarantee the longevity of software that doesn't even support my hardware currently. I don't expect it to support it in the future. So why the fuck would I use their software? Why would I pay to use their software when I'm paying for proprietary garbage where they won't open up anything even if it would be directly to their benefit, you know? Because selling free software, obviously, people joke about it a lot, but companies do it. They do make free software and they can sell it, and this is not a problem. But because this is proprietary, we're having this issue. So, anyways, that's kind of the topic I wanted to talk about today. Is just I'm getting tired of all this high budget bullshit from amateurs. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. It doesn't really add anything, and it makes you dependent on this proprietary software. Because a lot of these Linux YouTubers, they think about buying a Mac. I've got a Mac. I don't use it. I could easily start up fucking iMovie or whatever else they have on it, and I could start editing videos on it. But why would I bother? I use free software. Because my channel, I don't have to give a shit. And I don't think that the audience really gives a shit either. You know what I mean? Especially not mine, but I don't think that they care on these bigger channels either. Even though if you were to like suddenly drop quality, again, that's another fucking pattern you get into, is you drop your quality because you're like, oh, I'm just gonna use the free software and ignore all this fucking bloat I've got in my video, and then people are like, where's all the bloat? I need the bloat back. Where's all your branding? Well, why am I giving you money? You know, who gives a shit? Oh my god. So I know that as soon as I start editing shit, I'm gonna have to like keep editing shit, and I really don't want to, you know. So I am considering my audience is really weird. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you people are either like hardcore atheist or hardcore like Catholics or religious people. So I'm kind of conflicted on what I'm gonna do about it because I don't honestly know how to appeal to everybody. So what I'm considering is I don't really have a PayPal. I might set up something where if you want to like just throw your money down a hole, I might set up like a community fund or some shit. Because I can live on what I've got. I don't really give a shit about money. But if you want me to do something stupid, like let's say you wanted me to like get a Gentoo tattoo on my ass or something, I could set up a fund for that and you could just throw money into it. So if you comment or something, I actually do read the comments. If you haven't noticed, every single time you comment, you get a love react. So if you give a shit at all about anything like that, or you're like, I got $5 to throw at you, fucking eating a banana on stream or something, uh, feel free to post that or something. I don't know, but I obviously don't monetize, and I don't plan on. I may make merchandise in the future because I actually really like doing graphic design. Believe it or not, not like these videos where I just shit all over it, but I do actually have some good designs I could throw on, and it won't be like AI generated garbage. It'll be MS Paint generated garbage, you know. But yeah, I mean, I know a bit about like making logos and shit, and decent enough design so that your shirt's actually fucking readable and looks decent. So again, let me know if you care about any of that. If you want fucking waffles merch or something, it'll be hilarious. I may work on my logo a bit because I seriously just made that in GIMP in like 2 seconds, you know. But that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Is I'm getting kind of sick and tired of like Linux YouTubers complaining that they don't have like the Adobe suite, which is what I learned on, you know. But all the stuff that I was able to do in Adobe, I can actually do on Kdenlive, and I still have to use software encode anyways, so it makes no difference to me. I was having to render like 2 hour videos in fucking Kdenlive or Premiere or whatever. It was so annoying. And I just don't think it's important. You know, I really don't see the appeal to this visual noise, audio noise, all your branding and whatever the fuck else you're into. Let me know if that is completely off base, but uh, don't expect shit from this channel. You know what I mean? All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.